pigs rule, hack it, kids. P-I-G-S. What does that mean? Why do I call it the pigs rule? Because if you take the middle out, I-G, and cross it out, what do you have left? P goes to S. This is dealing with what we call the subject-verb agreement. P stands for plural, S stands for singular. Think of the subject-verb agreement as being opposite. If you have a plural subject, then the verb will have to be singular or vice versa. Singular subject, plural verb. Now remember, a subject is the same thing as noun. Let's take a look at the first example. Example number 1, the pigs make a mess. Here is the subject and here is the verb. This subject is plural and the verb is singular. You see it? P goes to S. Example 2, the pig makes a mess. Here is your subject and verb again, and here we have singular now going to plural. They're opposite. A couple ways they're going to trap you on the test is Mr. Chung dreaded belt buckle necklace kids prepositions. So what is that? If you haven't learned this yet, a preposition is something that's like a spacer that's going to separate the noun from the verb. We have 4 words that start prepositions I want you to memorize. Please write this down. We have in, of, with, and on. Those words should ring warning signals for you. Whenever you see these words tell you you're starting a preposition, and basically what's going to happen is there's going to be extra junk, garbage information that's going to separate the noun from the verb. Let's look at example number 1. Mr. Chung, that's our subject or noun, and that is singular. With dark hair, runs to the A&P Mart for ice cream. Here we have the word with. That starts a preposition. Here is the verb. You see how the subject and the verb are separated by a preposition. Think of that preposition as garbage. We can cross it out, but that garbage actually gives you more information about the word that's right before that, Mr. Chung. With dark hair, that's more information about Mr. Chung. However, let's get it out of there, cross it out. When you cross it out, you can see real easy that Mr. Chung is singular, that the verb has got to be plural. The way they'll trap you is they may say something like this. They may put this as being singular, and then this would be hairs, so that would be plural, because if you look at dark hair, that is also going to be a subject or a noun. You see how these two things can get confusing. Is this the noun and this is the verb, or is this the noun and this is the verb? Remember, nouns and verbs have to be associated together. Think the candy list rule, if you haven't learned that already. Candy list rule tells you that whenever we write a sentence, we're going to list off probably the most important noun first. Mr. Chung is the first noun or subject, and dark hair is the second one. The second noun is actually the preposition, just giving you more information about the first one, which is more important. Why do I call it the candy list rule? Because I'm able to magically 99% of the time guess kids' favorite candy. I ask you, list off your 5 favorite candies. The first candy that you list off usually will be your most important favorite one that you memorize. I love Snickers. Boom. List your favorite candies off. Here, Mr. Chung, that's the most important thing that comes out of my mouth and onto the paper as I write it down. All right? Let's take a look at example number 2. Example number 2 here, it's tennis players on a court run faster than on cement. If you look over here, we have the noun here is tennis players. It's the subject, and that is plural. On a clay court, on starts our preposition. We can cross that out because it separates the noun from the verb. And here's the verb, which is singular. You see it? Kids, plural, goes to singular, just like we saw up here. Singular to plural, plural to singular. Now, here is a trap on the test. A couple things finalizing the pigs rule here and giving you some really tough problems. First of all, this sentence here, Ethan plays keeper, comma, the position on a field that demystifies the opposition's offense. Whenever we're asked to do something like this, say that this is the underlined portion. Remember, this is a comma, and a comma is like a fence. We're asked to evaluate just this clause. So think of this clause here as not part of what they're asking you to evaluate. Ethan here is the subject and plays is the verb, but that's not part of what they're asking us. So just ignore that. All right, remember, stay within your own clauses. Then we're going to go ahead and label the noun and the verb. Here we have position, that is our subject or noun. And then on, we see again, one of our throwback words. On a field, we can cross that out. And demystifies is the verb. Here is position is singular and demystifies is plural. You see how they're going to try and goof you up by first of all giving you a dependent clause or an independent clause in a different area that's not part of what they're asking you to evaluate. This subject goes with this verb, not that one. Here it is. The pigs rule, kids. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.